Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful day and that you are doing well. In today's video, I am finally getting around to filming a tea collection video. You have all asked me to film a tea collection video since, honestly, I think since I first started doing YouTube and sharing my tea love. And I actually technically started to film a tea collection video back, I think it was either 2018, 2019, somewhere around then. And I know Harlow was in some of the footage that I was filming. And then I never got around to finishing filming and editing that video. And before we know it, it's 2024. And I still need to make a tea collection video. So I'm really excited to take a nice look at my tea collection with you. There's teas from DAVIDsTEA. There's also teas from independent tea companies, teas from some really brands that don't even, they're not even around anymore, but that I absolutely loved. There's so much tea, but I would say primarily my collection is loose leaf tea, but I also am a big fan of tea, like tea bag tea and stuff. So I have been drinking tea since I was a little girl. My dad is originally from England, and I just grew up from a young age drinking tea. I think it was around the age of 10 or 11 that I wanted to expand. My dad was an avid Earl Grey orange pekoe tea drinker, and I just wanted to investigate other teas. So I discovered green tea. So I kind of went into the tea bag realm. And then probably when I was 17 or 18, I discovered loose leaf tea at Teopia. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. It was a store, almost like a chain of tea stores in Canada. And I just fell in love with the world of loose leaf tea. And that really expanded my love for tea. Then when I was in college, I was drinking Teopia. I was still buying fake tea. And then my friend introduced me to DAVIDsTEA, and I became quickly obsessed with DAVIDsTEA. And then also during that time, I was, going to markets and local places and picking up independent teas. And I think tea just became such a huge part of my life. I drink probably way too much tea in the day, if that's a thing. I don't know, can you drink too much tea? I have caffeine-free teas. I drink all the tea, but it's just a huge part of my life. So I'm really excited for you guys to look at my tea collection and inside of it. I think one thing that is special with tea, other than just being in the moment and having those times just to relax and unwind and enjoy it, a delicious cup of tea, it keeps you present. Just preparing it and making it, especially loose leaf tea and matcha, powdered teas. There's something that's also the smell and the scent, you have a scent memory often. So I find certain teas that I have in my collection, sometimes I keep them, even though if I don't plan to drink them, I just keep a tiny bit because the smell, the scent of them sometimes takes me back in time to special Christmas memory or school memory or just these different things. So for me, there's just something that's so almost therapeutic about tea in a way, just because there's mindfulness involved in it. There's that time just to really relax and be present in the moment. And then there's this lovely, scent memory associated with the teas too. And I just love teas. So if you are ready to see what teas I have inside my tea collection, make sure to grab, of course, your own delicious cup of tea. I'm enjoying a ceremonial matcha latte. This matcha is from Paragon Tea Room. It's their ginger matcha, which you're going to be seeing in my tea collection in a moment. It is so delicious. It's the middle of summer and I'm in air conditioning and I'm enjoying a nice hot ginger matcha latte. I just love the benefits of the ginger combined with the matcha, so I try to drink it year round. They bring this out usually in the winter, I believe the winter season, and I always try to stock up on it. It is so, so good. I would love to know what you are enjoying. Please let me know the tea that you're drinking down below. Maybe some tea recommendations for me too, or if there's a tea brand that you see that's missing in my collection, definitely let me know. I love, love, love discovering new tea brands. Anyway, without further ado, virtual cheers, and let's head on over into today's tea collection video. All right, so here is a look inside my tea cupboard with all the different types of tea. Now, this is not ideally how I would love to organize my tea by any means, but it's just kind of the system that I have right now, and it works for now. But one day, soon maybe, I would love to upgrade kind of how my organization and just make it a little bit better, a better system. The first section on the left is all green tea. So I would say green tea and then matcha and then actually oolongs over there are my top 3 favorite teas. They're all tied together. I absolutely love them.
this green tea. I definitely have so many. I love green tea and I always love to have a lot of different varieties for all different seasons. So they're all kept in this cupboard. And then I use like these little gold baskets. This was an idea my friend Tiara had, and it's a wonderful system. Before I was using a different system. So it's really wonderful just to kind of keep things organized. I said I'd love to organize more and get better tea organizers, but for now, this is my system, and it's would be nice maybe to have all the same types of tea containers and, you know, just stuff like that. But I haven't gotten around to that. It's just, this is what it is. Now moving to the right on the top shelf. Oh my goodness, you guys. So I have all my powdered teas here. So it's primarily matcha. I have some hojicha, genmaicha. I'm trying to think what else in here. There's probably some other powder. I think there's like, mostly of them all obviously are more like green tea related, but those were all in here. And then it creeps into here like matcha, but then this is also like this whole section is like oolong tea, my favorite oolong teas. And behind it, which you can't even see, and mind you, I'll be taking all these out so you can see. We'll take a close up look at all of these. I have white teas behind the oolong, and then behind like the 2 baskets of matcha, like hiding in the back, you can't even see right now. I have Rooibos Teas, which are so delicious. So they're hiding back there. Those collections tend to be a little bit smaller. Then maybe we'll go to this side here. Oh my goodness, another love of tea for me. I love black tea as well. Like, it's hard to say that like I feel like black tea should be included in my top 3. I love black teas. I have so many different kinds. And look at this basket. These are all like little tea bags, go-tos, tons of black tea from different companies back there. You'll obviously see a lot of David's in here. I love David's tea, but there's so many other tea brands I love too. In here, there are some pu'erh teas in my black tea section, as well as some like other like high energy type teas. So it's primarily black, but anything that's like really high caffeine minus the matcha, I'll also have with the black tea. And then moving on to the last one. These teas are either wellness teas that are like herbal or fruit infusion. And a lot of the fruit infusions are teas that I like to make ice. So like iced teas. So they're all hiding in here. And these are for all seasons. I have stuff for Halloween, holiday, Christmas, summer. And this is probably, to be honest, like I do reach for like bedtime teas. So like chamomile, peppermint type style teas, you know, digestion type teas, things like that. I don't make as many, like I always think I'm going to make more herbal infusion, like fruit infusion teas than I do. I've downsized a lot of my tea collection because I noticed I would buy a lot of like fruit infusion teas and then I just wasn't drinking them fast enough. So I kind of recognized, yeah, I just need to enjoy the ones I have. And then when I like run out, then I can like stock up or kind of figure out what my favorite ones are. So that is basically look at the different sections. And like I said, I definitely need to find like a better organization system. And then the other teas I actually have them out. So I'm going to go show you those right now. Over in my kitchen, I added a touch of magic with some of my Disney Wonderland teas. As you probably saw, some of these are already in my little tea cupboard, but I also have a couple of them out on display. The illustrations are so beautiful and they just add that touch of whimsical magic, you know? So I just love that. Then over on my bar cart, I have a little matcha area, so I keep some of my DAVIDsTEA matcha teas here. I also keep a couple black teas as well as an oolong tea. So here I have a black tea here, which is Paris. It's so good. Ginger matcha over there. A couple ceremonial teas like matcha teas. And then I have organic the skinny, which is one of my favorite teas I make every day. All right, so let's go take a look one by one at the different teas in my collection.
Okay, I have my first tea basket here. This is the first section of green teas. Okay, so the first couple of big tea that I grabbed is called the Moroccan style mint green tea. This is by President's Choice. And then over here, we have 2 of the Blood Orange Boost Citrus Tart green tea from DAVIDsTEA. Very Canadian of me. I have quite a few of the Tim Hortons green tea. Again, I'm pretty confident I picked this up when I was traveling last year. And sometimes it's just easier to grab some baked tea, especially if I'm staying at a hotel and I didn't bring like, you know, tea sachets with me to make my own like loose leaf teas. And then, oh, we have some stash tea. This is a brand when I first got really into tea that I love purchasing from. I still purchase from them every once in a while. This one is the pomegranate raspberry green tea, and I know for a fact this is so good. I like it hot or iced. It's wonderful. Another tea that I have is the ginger peach green tea by Stash Tea. This is phenomenal.
I actually bought a box of this after it was in my Sips by Tea subscription box, and I do need to get more. I enjoyed it so much. It was so tasty. So I just have one left. Then over here, I have the Cup of Life matcha and turmeric tea. This is really nice. I love turmeric. I actually take a lot of turmeric supplements. They're really good, and I just find it so helpful for like reducing inflammation and all these other health benefits. So if I have it in tea form with matcha, why not? And their packaging was just so beautiful, so I had to give it a go, and I ended up going back and buying another box. Then I have over here the Higgins and Burke green tea. This is their Forest Valley green tea, and it's right here. Again, I can't remember when I picked this up, but I tend to like just pick up tea as I go, sometimes with a grocery store order. If I'm running low on some green tea or an order that I purchased hasn't arrived, I'll sometimes pick these up. A tea that I really love is right here. It's by Teavana. You can get this at Starbucks. It's the Emperor's Cloud Mist green tea. How do I describe it? It's kind of toasty, kind of light, and it definitely has like some earthy, that kind of earthy green tea. This is one you definitely want to make sure like you're using the appropriate temperature of water, because if you burn it, it tastes completely different. Often when I get it at Starbucks, I ask if they can just put some cold water in first before putting their hot water on it. But I love this. So these are actually from Starbucks. When I order it, I always ask for one tea bag on the side so I can like have some extra at home. And then when I have my rewards, I always redeem it either for a bag of coffee or this tea. It also, a tea that I love there that they actually told me they're discontinuing is the Jade Citrus Mint Tea. And I'm so heartbroken about that. I absolutely love the Jade Citrus Mint Tea. Besides this, that is my go-to. It's probably actually my favorite over this one. This is my second favorite. So I'm sad about that. I actually have no sachets of that tea right now because I drink it so much. We have the Choice Organics, and this is just their Japanese green tea, which is right over here. I believe these were in a Sips by Tea subscription box that I had from last year. I haven't finished them up yet, but I definitely have them on hand. Then over here, I have the Zest Tea Pomegranate Mojito. This is a green tea, and it's very like high energy. I'll kind of show you a little bit of the back. A tea that you've seen on my channel quite a few times is the Butterfly Jasmine Green Tea from DAVIDsTEA. This is a loose leaf tea, and I absolutely love this tea. I discovered it, I would say, just over a year ago, and it has become a staple. As soon as I run out of this, it goes on my list to reorder. I always want this on hand. It's so good. I definitely say it's more of a daily tea for me. It's just like it energizes you, but it's just the jasmine smell. It's so lovely, and just, I love this one. Another tea that you're always gonna see here, probably in my unboxing videos, because it's one that I always like to have on hand as well, is the Organic Silk Dragon Jasmine Green Tea from DAVIDsTEA. And these are the last bits of tea. So this, I have the Earl Grey Green Tea. Let me just focus it there, by Distinctively Tea. This is so good. This was a gift from a friend, and this probably makes me sound so silly, but whenever I get tea gifts from friends, I love to like keep it as long as I can and just have a little bit at a time, because if I'm missing them or just having a tough day, a cup of tea that a friend got you is just, there's just something about that, you guys. Like, I think maybe it's just a me thing, but it's just extra comforting. It's so good. So here's a little look at the tea on the back there. Just a little bit left. I think it's like room for one more cup of tea from here. Also in here, I have 3 teas from my Amoda tea subscription box that I have tried, and I enjoyed them so much. And honestly, they're just here because I'm savoring them. So we have the Hojicha Berry Shortcake. Technically, this is like a roasted green tea. I should have a proper Hojicha section. You will see that I have other Hojicha teas, but for now, it's just put with my green tea. I also have the pear and green tea. This is so good. I had this recently from a subscription box. And then I have the peach cherry blossom candy green tea. This is so good too. And these are all independent tea companies. So 2 of these are Dessert by Deb, and then the other one is Portal Tea Company. So those are those ones. And then I have this tea that I have not tried yet. It's by Tea Kitten, and it's the Darling Green Tea. Have not had this yet. Let's just check on the back what's in it. We have green tea, sugar hearts, flavor, rose petals, and rosebuds, and it contains nuts and almonds. I definitely should make this. All right, so those are all the teas in this basket. I'm just gonna put these away. All right, so here is the next section of green teas that I got from my tea cupboard. So the first tea you're probably seeing is a box, so I don't have them just kind of out of the box here. I have the Tazo Zen Green Tea. Now, Starbucks used to carry this brand.
Then they switched over to teavana, and what replaced this tea was the jade citrus mint tea that I was talking about earlier. But I am still a huge fan of the Zen green tea. It's a wonderful tea. It is so good. So I have a box of this. It's a mint tea, and it's just so refreshing, and it's like, again, if you want a little bit of a caffeine boost, it's so good. So I have that one. Then we have some tins here. This is an empty tin, I believe. I don't think I have anything in here. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, no tea in here. I think this is awaiting a green tea of some sort, and that must be why I put it there. One tea that we have here is the Japanese sencha tea. This is also a tea that I always love to try to stock up on. It's from DAVIDsTEA. I don't know if it'll really focus inside there for you to see the tea. It is so good. It's a very like refreshing, energizing tea, and it's wonderful. If you're a fan of green tea, I highly recommend this one. Another tea that has been one that I always love to try to have on hand, and it's been retired every once in a while. DAVIDsTEA brings it back, then it kind of disappears again, but I think it's one they always should have on hand. It's the Countess of Seville green tea. It's kind of like an Earl Grey tea almost. Like inside it, they have like orange peel, cornflower, and bergamot oil. It's so good. If you definitely like kind of like an Earl Grey tea, and if you like green tea, definitely give this a try. It's such a great combination. Then over here we have, you guys are gonna see, I have a lot of like DAVIDsTEA tins. This is so cute with the slot. I have to look at the bottom. Okay, we have, it's a sweet almond green tea. They don't have this tea anymore. It's been retired, but it just smells, it smells so good. It literally smells like almonds and green tea, but there's just something that's so like nostalgic about this tea for me. I remember making this at work. I just kind of have this every once in a while because I love the smell. It takes me back. And then there's also it's just such a good tea, and I'm hoping DAVIDsTEA will bring it back at some point. But for now, I'm just slowly drinking it. It's so nice. And then over here, again, I have another DAVIDsTEA tin. They have such wonderful tins. I forget what's in here. Oh, it smells so good. This smells like some type of tropical green tea. I don't think I have, no, I didn't even put it on the bottom. I have to guess here, you guys. I think this might be green passion. No, it might not be. I don't think it's green passion fruit. It's some type of fruity green tea from DAVIDsTEA. And for some reason, I'm blanking. Normally, I know what's in here, so I'm just blanking on what it is. Mystery green tea from DAVIDsTEA, fruity green tea from DAVIDsTEA. So that is inside this one. I'm gonna go grab the next section. Actually, I believe in the section we're just gonna be pulling from the back, so I don't have baskets anymore. So give me a minute. I'm gonna go gather those items. All right, so over here, I have all the other teas that were like hidden in the back of my tea cupboard. This first one that you're seeing, again, another really awesome. This is like a special anniversary tin that came out from DAVIDsTEA. And this one, this is the toasted walnut green tea. I have the tiniest bit left. This is a retired tea. And my Aunt Kathy and I, we love this tea so much. I wish DAVIDsTEA would bring this tea back. It is so, so, so good. And I miss it. And I just have the tiniest amount. I don't even know if it's enough for a full cup of tea, but I just have it just to smell it almost and just hope that they'll bring it back. And I just don't have the heart to refill this tin yet with something else just because I love that tea and I kind of hope that it'll come back. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's that one. Here I have this tea, very Art Nouveau inspired. And in here, I have my flower teas. So I have a volcano flower green tea. So if you guys don't know what flower tea is, I do have I'll try to link it, an old YouTube video making flower tea. It's beautiful. You basically have a glass teapot or a glass cup. You pour your warm water inside and this will bloom into a gorgeous flower. So I have a ton in here. I have this one. This was, I think, from a store in Ottawa. This one is really special and sentimental to me. I will never use it. It was given to me by a loved one. And yeah, I just keep it. It's special. And then I think all of my flower tea, for the most part, I believe, is, we have this one, Distinctively Tea. So I have that. These two in here. This one is called Pearl in a Shell. So I don't make flower tea too often, I should say. I do like making it, but usually if I have a guest over or special occasions, or if I'm just having a really tough day and I just need to lift my spirits. I also have one from this brand actually, Miss Tea, and I don't know why it's not in here. So we might find it somewhere else, or
For some reason, I put it somewhere. But here's the next tea that I'll share you. It's a jasmine pearl tea. Similar to the butterfly jasmine tea that you saw. I have the tiniest amount left. I want to reorder this. When I went to New York City with Pandora, I went to a Christmas market and I was looking for like a tea vendor. Found Miss Tea and never heard of them before. Fell instantly in love and definitely want to reorder. We have another one by Miss Tea. This one, this is a hojicha green tea. So kind of it's like a roasted green tea. It is so good. I think I just have, let me try to open this. I have like a good amount left still. It smells so good. This is such a nice tea. Like, it's not like chocolatey, but I don't know how to describe it. Just like the roasted detail, like it just tastes so good as a latte. It's probably the best way I can describe it. It's also really good on its own. And yeah, I love this tea. I'm so happy I was able to discover this brand. So very good tea. This one, this is a very, very nostalgic tea for me. This is by Ethiopia. They are no longer around, but it is the tea company that made me fall in love with loose leaf tea. It opened my eyes to just the wonders of tea making, all of that. And this one is their love spell. It's so, I don't even know if it'll even, you got a little flash. This is one of my absolute favorite teas from them. And this tea is very old, you guys. I actually don't have any left. I have the tiniest amount. It smells like the tea, but I can't get it anymore. And the reason I keep this in my tea cupboard is that it's just the tea that started it all. I didn't have a lot of money back when I was in college, so I would always like try to save up where I could, go to Ethiopia and pick up a special tea. And that was one of my favorite teas from them. So I really miss this company so much. They were eventually replaced by Teavana, and then Teavana closed down, which I was really sad about. All right, so moving along. Oh, this one is green passion fruit for sure. Yeah, and that's definitely not the tea that we saw earlier. So that's my mystery green tea. I wonder which one that is. But yeah, this one, it's so fun, all the DAVIDsTEA. But yeah, this one, green passion fruit, fruity green tea, amazing iced. This one is also a very nostalgic tea for me. It's one of the DAVIDsTEA ones. They don't make this anymore. They came out with a similar version. So this is called Merry Cranberry, and then I think it's Merry Mistletoe. And that one's very similar to this one. This one, again, I've kind of kept it for pure nostalgia reasons. This was my first Christmas. I moved across the country, and this was my first Christmas where I was like away from home. And I kind of got to create my own new Christmas memories, traditions, and all of that. And when I smell this tea, oh my gosh, you guys, it just takes me back to that Christmas. And even though like you're away from loved ones, there's just something so magical and like amazing. And I just will never, yeah, this tea just makes me think. It also was the year that I got Harlow, my guinea pig. I got her during that Christmas. So this tea also makes me think of Harlow, and she loved the smell of this tea too. So just a lot of fun little nostalgic memories, and that's Merry Mistletoe. If DAVIDsTEA ever wanted to bring this back, I'd be so delighted. Merry Mistletoe is similar, but it's not like 100% the same. And that one, I believe it's a white tea, where this is a green tea. Okay, we have another mystery tea and a little Christmas packaging. And Emily is also, I think this is Elf Help. I might be wrong. I'm trying to remember. It has some cranberries in it. Possibly Elf Help. Possibly. I'm assuming it is. This is a tea from DAVIDsTEA, and that's a green tea. So I'm thinking this is Elf Help. Silly me, I did not write it on the bottom, but I'm pretty confident it's Elf Help because I put it in a Christmas container. Then we have over here a bunch of tea sachets. So this is by Adorabelle, and they were like an afternoon tea, high tea place in Steveston, BC. They're not around anymore. But I've kept this tea. It's the passion fruit. It's a green tea. And I have it in here because sometimes some of it, like, it leaks out. I drink this slowly just because it just reminds me of, like, they were a mother and daughter, and they were just the sweetest ever. And yeah, so it makes me think of them. So I make this every once in a while. I try to like let it last just a little bit, but I'm slowly going through it. Over here, I have the I Drink Tea, Merchants of Fine Tea. This is their Sencha Sensation. This was a gift from one of my dear friends, and I have really gone through it. Again, I'm trying to like not totally go through it too fast because it was a gift from a friend. So I always feel like I don't know, I just like to try to make them last just a little longer, but this is so good. Then I have, it's kind of a dirty packaging. Looks like a lot of tea has splashed on it, but this is the Movie Night Green Tea by DAVIDsTEA. I think I picked this up when the Mary Poppins movie released because they hadn't brought it back. I don't know if you can see, they have like popcorn inside of it. It smells so good. It definitely is like a movie night type tea. And I think the reason I haven't gone through this yet is just because they haven't brought it back, and I just like to have it on hand. And I don't know, this is where I'm trying to use up teas, you guys, and just go, no, it's okay if they're not bringing it back. You can just enjoy it and then, you know, let it be. So I should be doing that more, but that's the other one. And then here is another independent tea, like tea salon, tea company. Wonderful, my actual favorite place to get afternoon tea in Vancouver, BC, if you're visiting. Neverland Tea Salon, and this is their Peter's Promise green tea. It is really, really good too. And their packaging's beautiful. I think you can still order Neverland tea on their tea website. I'm not positive though. I know during 2020, they started doing that. I'm not sure if they still are. If they are, I'll have a link to their website down below. All right, and the last couple teas I have to show you are also green teas. These are from the Wonderland Tea collection from Disney. This one is a mango green tea. It has a little caterpillar on it. This one has the walrus and the carpenter, and it's a mint green tea. They've actually since updated their packaging. So this is the new packaging. Actually, it's available in quite a few different ways. These ones more are the mini size. So here we have, again, Disney Wonderland Tea. This one is the Impossibility Tea Blend, and this is the Curiouser and Curiouser Tea Blend. These are both green teas. Let me just hold them up a little bit better for you guys. Let me just see what the tea notes. So this one is a watermelon mint infusion tea. It's so delicious. It's so good. Also, it's really cute. If you open, one sec, the lids, they'll have little characters inside each of them. It's so adorable, and then it has like the little tinfoil in there. And then what's this one? I think this one has Dinah in it. Let's just see here. It's a good tight grip there. Oh no, this one has Cheshire Cat. He's hanging out. These two are both green teas. And just because you will see more of these teas in my collection, these ones, I think I showed them earlier, but I just thought I would share them. Again, these aren't all going to be green teas. This one is the Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Tweedledee, do you get it? Tea blend here. And this one is a raspberry lemonade infusion tea. And this one is more, it looks like a fruit infusion tea. So that's that one. Then I also have here, this one is called the Queen's Garden Blend. Oh my gosh, they look so cool over there. And then this one is a strawberry infusion. And yeah, this one's just a fruit infusion as well. Over here, we have the Unbirthday Cake Blend. I think this is a black tea. Yeah, it's a birthday cake black tea. So good. And look at that. Look at all the characters. Now, who's in here? I love checking like who's inside. We have the, let me see what I'll focus, the White Rabbit. These I got on, actually every time I go to Disneyland, I always pick up new tea from them. I love it. You can't get them on the Shop Disney Store website. I wish you could. I totally would order more. This one is, it looks like the Mad Tea Party Blend. I think we mentioned this one before. And this, oh no, we didn't. And this is the Ginger Peach Black Tea. I think I have more of this in my black tea section, so you'll probably see this again. And who's inside here? Well, we have a little Diana. I know I didn't show you all the characters and all the lids, but those are some of them. So that is a little look at my tea, my green tea section of my cupboard, as well as some of the teas that I keep out. I just love to keep these out because they're just so decorative and fun. All right, we're moving on to the next section, which is all my powdered teas. So mostly primarily matcha and hojicha. I also have some genmaicha, and I think that's it. I think there's a jasmine powdered tea as well. So the first one I'm going to share with you is, let me see a little focus. It is the ginger matcha. Basically, it's a ceremonial matcha tea with ginger in it. It is amazing. I drink this so much. I actually have sachets over here of it as well. This one I make almost every day. It's my morning cup of tea. It is wonderful. It is from Paragon Tea Room. Again, one of my favorite tea places to go for a delicious cup of tea or a tea latte. They make the tea perfectly, perfect temperature, perfect amount. They're just phenomenal. They're wonderful. You can order from them if you're in Canada or the US. I believe they have free shipping. I just forget the amount you have to spend, but totally worth it to check out their teas. They're so good. So I have a bunch of their ginger matcha here.
And you'll actually notice I have quite a few of their powdered teas here. I'm just going to pop those, actually I'll pop those ones in. Also from Paragon Tea Room, might as well just show you. I have the hojicha bronze tea. This is so good as like an oat milk latte. I also have their ceremonial matcha. So you saw the ginger ceremonial matcha. This is just their plain. Love having this almost every morning too. I'm just kind of in a ginger phase right now. I love it. And then I have the hojicha Odessian, and this is so good too. This one's like kind of more like chocolatey. So if I'm craving a hot chocolate, I love to make this. It's so good. So those are those. I know I have more teas from Paragon. So let me see if I can just grab them out of here. This one, I think it gets dusty. So I have the genmaicha latte from Paragon Tea Room. And then I also have another one that I haven't opened yet, which is right over here. These are slightly older from their packaging. They recently redid their packaging, but I love that I have like some of their older packaging. It's special. Then over here, I have a bunch of DAVIDsTEA matcha. I most recently got the sugar cookie matcha. Then I have cherry blossom matcha, another cherry blossom matcha, peach matcha, which is like a staple for me, and then another peach matcha. This was like one of my favorite iced teas, like matcha teas to make. It's so good. Okay, so this is called 3-Leaf. They were in one of my Sips by tea subscription boxes. Really a wonderful flavored matchas. This is the birthday cake matcha. I have the chocolate matcha, and then I also have their mint matcha. And then behind it, I have the chocolate matcha from Uptown Tea. This is when I went to go see my dear friend Nicole in New Mexico, and I love going to like a new tea place. I love to discover new tea places when I travel, so I picked this up. I will say though, this is not my favorite matcha tea. I've tried to make it many different ways, but for whatever reason, just not a big fan of this tea. So I kind of drink it slowly. It makes me think of my sweet friend Nicole and going and getting teas there. I did buy other teas there that I have completely devoured and absolutely loved, but this one I'm just kind of slowly working on because it's not my most favorite. All right, these are completely full. And one of my favorite holiday teas, but I also love to make it iced. I like to make it year round. It is the gingerbread matcha. So different from Paragon. This one is not a ceremonial matcha, and it has, I think they put some cane sugar in here, but it has the ginger. It's just like a ginger cookie matcha tea. It is phenomenal. I make this at Christmas, holiday season. If you want to see how I make it, I do have I think it was from 2020 YouTube video. I'll try to leave a link up above the screen on where you can find that video, but it will be in my, I think I have a tea playlist. You can check that playlist out. But I love this tea. It's so good. It's kind of like a love or hate tea though, I think, because I know people who love DAVIDsTEA matchas and this one is not their favorite, but then I know people who absolutely love it. So I think it might be one of those teas, but I am a absolutely love this tea type of person. On the flavored matcha note from DAVIDsTEA is another favorite, seasonal favorite. It is the pumpkin pie matcha from DAVIDsTEA. Amazing as a latte. It's amazing iced. It is so good. It really is like a pumpkin pie. It is so good. I love to make this every fall season, even into the winter. I just adore it. This one I like have fully like filled up. I had stocked up quite a lot last year. I think they had it on a sale on their website, so I stocked up more. So I completely filled my little tin up. And then, okay, we're moving into some other matchas. So I have, let me just see if it'll focus, the Grand Cru matcha from DAVIDsTEA. Really lovely tea. It's not quite a ceremonial matcha grade, but it is so good. It's so smooth. Wonderful latte. This one in here is DAVIDsTEA. Let me see if it'll focus. There we go. DAVIDsTEA's version of ceremonial matcha. So I have it in this older matcha tin from DAVIDsTEA. I think this is my first matcha tin from DAVIDsTEA. I love it. Very nostalgic. And then this one I believe is it vanilla? Let me just smell it so you can see. It's kind of hiding in there. Yeah, this is their vanilla matcha tea. Very delicious. Sometimes I mix it, like if I have their blueberry matcha on hand or their strawberry matcha, sometimes I like to mix it together, or I'll just have it on its own. Wonderful latte, wonderful matcha tea. You guys, that's basically it for my matcha teas. I do go through this very quickly, just an FYI in case you're curious, and that's why I have quite a few, but I tend to always be restocking this tea like all the time. It is so good. I told a fib. I went back to my cupboard as I was putting teas away and realized I missed this one. Now I'm trying to remember the name. I think this is their peanut butter chocolate hojicha powder. It is so good. I think it's probably hard to see. I only have like the tiniest amount left. I'm kind of really hoping that they restock this. This is also a tea I love to make, kind of like a hot chocolate. It was either like chocolate peanut butter hojicha, something along those lines. I'm sure I showed it in a tea haul a while back, but if you see this at David's Tea, please do yourself a favor and pick some up if you're into peanut butter chocolatey goodness. It is so good. I sometimes add marshmallows to this and I really make it like a hot chocolate. It is so good, and I do it usually with an oat milk. It's amazing. And also, how cute is this tin with the little hedgehog? I love it. The next section of teas that I have in here are all my oolong teas. So we're moving along bit by bit. First tea I will share with you is actually a new tea for me. I have not had this yet. I just like opened it up because I was filming a close-up. I just had done a David's Tea haul video. Haven't tried this. It's the Peaches and Cream Oolong Tea. It smells so good. It like as soon as you smell it, it's like peachy goodness. Like here's I don't know if it'll fully focus. There's a quick look at it, and oh, it just smells so good. So I haven't made this yet. I think it smells like it would be amazing ice. So I do want to try this ice, just haven't tried it yet. I have a feeling though, if it's what it smells like, I'm going to want to restock up on this. It's just, oh, it smells so good. So I have two teas from Paragon Tea Room again. You will notice that I just love their teas. This is the High Mountain Oolong. This one, if you're going to try any tea from Paragon minus their ceremonial matcha or hojicha, try the High Mountain Oolong. It is so, so good. I just cannot tell you enough good things. They also do have the classic earthy oolong tea. So it's a little bit different from this one. This one is equally just as good. But if I had to pick one, I would say High Mountain Oolong is the one to go with. So there's a look at those ones. Then over on the side here, I have another oolong tea that was in my recent Omoda tea subscription box. This is from the Denman Island Tea Company, and this is a plum oolong tea. And I have had a little bit of this. It is very good. I'm also enjoying, I think I have enough to make one more cup of tea in here. So I'm excited to give that a go. This is a tea I cannot have. I cannot have dairy. I have a dairy allergy. This is the Silver Bell Oolong Tea. This, I believe, was in one of my, I'm trying to think here. I think it was in one of my like David's Tea subscription boxes that they were doing. I subscribed for the first year. And I can't have this one because it does have milk tea in it. It like has some type of milk ingredient. So I only make this when I have a friend come over, but I've been going through it slowly because not all my friends are big oolong fans. So if you like oolong tea, come on over. I'll make you a cup of this tea. Next, David's Tea tin. I love this tin, by the way. I just think it's so pretty. This tea, oh my goodness, you guys, you have no idea how much I would wish David's Tea would bring this back. It is like a lemon meringue. This is like one of my favorite teas, and for some reason I'm totally blanking on the name of this, and I know it by heart, and I don't know, I think I'm just like talking about all these different teas, my brain is going blank, but it's like their lemon oolong tea. I want to say it's like lemon meringue or lemon, what is it? Oh my goodness, it's going to bother me, and I know when I'm editing this, I'm going to be kicking myself because I'm like, it's the da-da-da tea. And for some reason I'm forgetting. This one you can't get anymore. I was so sad when they retired this tea. It is that good. It's wonderful iced, wonderful hot, beautiful oolong tea with that lovely hint. It's not even a hint of lemon. It's like, ah, it just smells so good. I'm so upset that I'm blanking on the name of this tea. Maybe later I'll remember it and I'll like add it in here for you guys. But this one, the tea I can't remember, the lemon oolong tea from David's Tea, it is phenomenal. If you ever see them restock it, please let me know. And please, please, if you're into lemon teas, pick a little bit up for yourself too to give it a go. It's so good. In here, I believe this is, oh my gosh, I forget the name of this tea. I have the tiniest bit left right now. I don't know if it's focusing. It's one of their oolong teas. I'm just blanking on the name of it for some reason. I did not rate it on the bottom of this. This one was one of their special teas for like the tea club members. It was so cool getting this. I'm blanking on the name. I was going to say it's Phoenix Oolong, but this one is Phoenix Oolong. Another tea that I always love to have on hand. It is good. It has kind of like a lychee plum fruitiness to it. It is a tea I definitely recommend giving a go if you love oolong tea. Very good.
And then last but not least, this has quickly, easily have become like an absolute adore favorite tea of mine. Again, very cute DAVIDsTEA packaging. I love all their tins. Some of the tins have had so many different types of teas in them. Here's a quick look. This is the Jasmine Oolong Tea from DAVIDsTEA. You guys, it is so good. And see, look at this. I didn't write the name. So maybe one day in 5 years from now when I'm looking at this tea, I'll be like, oh my goodness, I don't remember like my other tea for some reason. But I love the Jasmine Oolong Tea. I have literally made this every day since I discovered it. I'm trying to remember when they brought it out this past year. I just don't remember what month, but whatever month I ordered and tried this, I was like, I need to order more. So I actually ordered more, I think the same day I tried it. And it's not in their permanent collection. So I know at some point they're probably going to take it away and I will be so sad. I'm really hoping they'll keep it. It's amazing. As you guys know, I love green tea and I love oolong tea. So it's kind of like the best of both in one. Like I adore it. This is Emily in the future. I'm already gone into filming my fruit infusion teas. And I realized as I was talking about digestive teas, I didn't share with you my top favorite Oolong tea from DAVIDsTEA. This is one I have every single day. It's organic, the skinny. You guys probably see me haul it all the time and I just am laughing because I forgot to share it with you. And I have this huge tin of it. It's like a massive tin. And organic, the skinny, it's a wonderful tea. All the time. It has some good energy, you know, energizing things. It has ginger in it, which you guys will learn that I love. Ginger is such a good ingredient for so many people. Really great health benefits. And I just love it. And this tea, I'm always stocking up on it and I always go through it. Like I'll get a full tin and I'm always going through it. But this is a wonderful oolong tea. It has like pu'erh in it too and some orange peel and it is just... it's a wonderful tea. So if you love ginger, I definitely recommend this. All right, so that is it for the oolong teas. Now we're going to move into my white teas. I don't have a huge collection of white teas, but I do enjoy them. So let's take a look. Oh my goodness, guys, I just recorded this only to discover that it wasn't recording properly. So gonna refilm this for you guys. So this is the first tea tin for white teas. This tea was a favorite tea of my guinea pig, Harlow. I know that sounds so funny, but she loved the smell of this tea. She just seemed to know whenever I was making it, and I have this in a special tin that makes me think of her. She loved making tea. She was such an unusual guinea pig, you guys. This tea, you guys, is called Buddhist Blend. It's a white tea, and it just takes me back, the smell. It's such a lovely light tea. It's beautiful white tea. Definitely recommend it. And my little guinea, in honor of her, she probably would recommend it to you too. She just loved how this smelled. So that's in this tin. Then this one doesn't really go with the packaging, like the tin that I put it in. But this one, it is the lavender swirl tea. This one has like oolong in it, white tea. I'm trying to remember, apple, candied pine. There's blackberry leaves and lavender, of course. And I remember when I smelled this in the store, I saw the ingredients, I smelled it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this tea. I'm gonna stock up on it. I stocked up on a bunch, only to discover that it's not my most favorite tea. I don't dislike it, but I don't like absolutely like a love and adore it. It's not one that I reach for all the time, even though like I thought I would, because I love oolong, I love white tea. I think there's even some green tea in here. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the apple. I'm not sure, but I do make it. I do like it. I just don't love it. So it's not one that I constantly reach for, which is why I have so much of it left. And I don't think they ever brought this tea, from my knowledge, back, but it does smell good. You can smell like all the kind of flavors of it, but yeah, it's just not my favorite. So I have quite a bit of it. The other tea that I had been talking about earlier when I was talking about Mary Cranberry, we have Mary Mistletoe. It's like a white tea version almost of it. And this was released much later. I think Mary Cranberry first came out in the Christmas holiday season of 2012. So this one came out, I think it was in 2021, like Christmas holiday season, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, but it's so good. If you ever see it on the website, it's a lovely white tea. It tastes wonderful. It definitely is similar to Merry Christmas to Mary Cranberry, but not like 100% the same, but very close, very good. Over here by Miss Tea, I have the Silver Needle Tea. This is really lovely. It's one of the teas I picked up in New York. And let me just try to open the lid here so you can see beautiful white tea leaves if it's focusing for you guys. Really lovely tea. Really enjoying this.
Over here, I have a tea that a friend gave me. It's from the Infusion Boutique. I love how, like, if you guys can see, they spell their name. It's a coconut truffle flavored white tea. Really nice tea. I've slowly been drinking. I want to say it's like my top favorite type of tea, but it is really good. And the shredded coconut it's lovely. So it's a really lovely desserty type tea. In a recent Omoda Tea subscription box, I got the white gingered apricot tea by Serendipity. This sounds really lovely. Haven't had a chance to make it yet. And then for pure nostalgia purposes, I have kept these teas. They are very old, you guys. Like, oh my goodness. For back when I first started experimenting with different types of teas, this tea I used to drink every single day. It was like one of my favorite teas ever. Blueberry white tea. And back when I eventually, discovered Teopia, discovered loose leaf tea, I made the switch completely to loose leaf tea at a certain point. Eventually, as you guys can see, I went back to trying some big teas too, but I just took a break. But I kept this one to remind myself, okay, you love this tea, make sure to get more of it, maybe one day when you want to try something again. And I don't even know if this brand's around. It's by Nativia. Maybe they're still around. I have no idea. I don't remember seeing this tea anymore, and it's probably not good. Tea eventually does expire, but I've kept it just purely for nostalgia. Same with the Numi teas. This was a brand that I absolutely love. Their teas, I would collect them all the time. I have to check to see if they're still around because I don't even remember if they're still around or not. But their teas, if they are still around, they were amazing. I should definitely try to check them out again. These are both white teas. So we have the white nectar and then we have the velvet garden white rose white teas from Numi. And that basically is it for my white teas. Now we're going to head into my Rooibos teas. All right, so over here is my collection of Rooibos teas. We'll start out with this one because it is my favorite Rooibos tea. This one you can tell it's like kind of old sticker here. This is the O Canada tea from DAVIDsTEA. It has, I don't think it's going to show you right now. They're probably hard to spot. It has little tiny maple leaves inside of it. It's a maple Rooibos tea. Oh, it is so good. If you ever see it in stock, if they ever bring it back, O Canada, it is so good. It smells... It just kind of is like a desserty Rooibos tea. And if you don't want a lot of caffeine or anything, Rooibos tea is a great one to go with. And it just tastes so good. So I have that one. Next one, it's a little bit like stained over the years. This is one that I slowly drank. They retired it. And I always seem to do that. I did, like I think I told you, when I was downsizing, I realized I hold on to too many teas that I love. So I'm trying just to use them up, be in the moment, just enjoy them. This is the Sugar Plum Forest tea. It's a Rooibos tea. There's like apple, hibiscus, ginger, licorice, cinnamon, rose, plum, raisins, I think, cardamom. It just smells like fall. It is so good, you guys. Oh, it smells so good. So I stocked up on this. I used to have 2 tins of it. I have been drinking it. So now I just have 1. But it just brings me back to beautiful autumn memories with loved ones and just so much fun. And I believe I had this tea at my wedding too. I might have had Sugar Plum Forest at my wedding. I'm not positive, but I feel like I did. It was around that time. And oh, it is so good. And a very old DAVIDsTEA tin is slightly dirty with all the tea stains. Okay, so here we have a bunch of different teas. We have a single of the cinnamon. Let me just let that focus here. Cinnamon Rooibos chai. I feel like this is an either you love it or don't like it tea from DAVIDsTEA, because I know people who absolutely love it, and then there's people like me. Like I have a couple friends who do not like this tea at all. It kind of tastes like cinnamon hearts. Like I think, is that a good way to describe it? I don't know. There's just something about it that I don't love. I believe I had this in a tea calendar, like a advent calendar or some type of tea, sorry, I can't talk, tea sample box, and I haven't made it. It just kind of hangs out there until maybe I have a friend over who loves cinnamon and tea. And usually I like cinnamon in my tea, but yeah, there's just something about this tea I'm not a big fan of. Over here, I have a little sample of the Southern Peach Tea from Neverland Tea Salon. I can't even remember. Oh, you know how I got this little sample? They used to do like a takeout high tea during like 2020, 2021. And this is one of the teas I picked out. So it's a Rooibos tea. That's how I got this little, like it was filled up quite high. So you could make quite a few cups of tea at home. You just pick up the, your high tea, and I would kind of do it as a picnic. So this is one of the teas I picked out. Southern Peach, really, really delicious. I think on the Neverland note, I have, let me just let it focus. This is their Pixie Dust tea. It is so, so good. Definitely recommend Pixie Dust. I think it's a tea that even children would really love. I'll show you the tea inside. I think it's kind of hard to see with a shadow, but there's a quick kind of
look at the tea inside. Oh, it smells so good. I think it'd be a great iced tea. Very delicious. I do not like these teas. These were in one of my like tea subscription boxes from DAVIDsTEA, and it is the wild grown Rooibos tea. It has like honey and nuts in it. I don't know what it is. I think if you love Rooibos tea, you probably would love this tea. It is not my cup of tea. I do not like this tea, but whenever I have friends over who are big Rooibos fans, I always make it for them. And maybe this one's not even open yet. So if I find a friend who absolutely loves it, they can have this one because I'm slowly working on this one. I'm not a huge fan. Another tea that I have that was from quite a while back. I can't remember if they brought this back at some point, but it is the carrot cupcake. It's a Rooibos tea. You have like carrot and cocoa and kind of has this kind of creaminess to it. Very nice Rooibos tea. Then over here, I have a tea that I haven't had yet. It's the Genmaicha blend. And this is by the Portal Tea Company. It was in a Moda tea subscription box. I think this was in my most recent box. Haven't had a chance to make it yet, but really looking forward to. I definitely probably will make this iced. It sounds really good. And then the last tea I have, I'm trying to remember, it's from the Blue Teapot Canada. I think this was at a market I went to. I can't quite remember. I feel like it's like in North Vancouver, somewhere in North Vancouver, and it's the Rooibos Lavender Valley. This is a lovely tea. I love lavender. Contrary to that other white tea I showed you, I absolutely love lavender teas. This one is really lovely. The mix of Rooibos with lavender is just, it's really, really good. So I definitely recommend. All right, we're moving into black tea. So I grabbed the little first basket of teas and then kind of hiding. I don't know if you can see them all. Maybe I'll shift that over a bit. These are the teas hiding behind it. The first tea I have to share with you is a real classic for me. It's the organic blueberry jam tea from DAVIDsTEA. Really, really good tea. Then over here, I believe this is candy. Yeah, this is, let me see if it'll focus, Candy Cane Crush. It's a black tea, of course, from DAVIDsTEA, a holiday classic. So many people love this tea. At one point, I was not able to have it because it had like white chocolate chips in it, but they have since updated it to be more vegan friendly, so I can have it now, which I'm thrilled. I used to like pick out the white chocolate just so I could have a little bit of this tea. It's that good. So like a minty black tea. Really, really good. Then over here, we have another tea from Miss Tea, a black tea, and Assam tea. It's so delicious. I love this tea. Then moving along, this is so cute. This was a gift from a friend. It's the Boston Tea Party tea in Earl Grey. I have not opened this yet. I just think it's just such a cute packaging. They went on a trip. They picked it up for me and it's super adorable. So a little Earl Grey tea right here. On the Christmas tea note, this is one of my favorite holiday teas besides the gingerbread matcha tea from DAVIDsTEA. It's in a very old tin from DAVIDsTEA. My little label's kind of faded away. This is Santa's Secret. It's a black, again, kind of minty tea. It was my option when I couldn't have like Candy Cane Crush. I could have Santa's Secret. It has little tiny candy canes, if you can see inside it, and it smells so good. I always try to stock up on this tea every year so I can have some for when, you know, when November hits. My birthday's early November, and after my birthday, I just get in the festive mood so quickly, and I love making this tea. So very delicious. Definitely has a lot of nostalgia for me too when I smell it. All right, we have a mystery tea back in the hedgehog tin again. What tea? Oh my goodness, I'm so silly. This is chocolate macaroon. Let me see if it's gonna focus for you guys. There we go. This is chocolate macaroon. This is an amazing latte. Again, kind of like when I'm craving a hot chocolate or a dessert, but I just don't want to like have a dessert, you know, I'm trying to be extra healthy. Chocolate macaroon is where it's at. It smells so good. DAVIDsTEA again. It is amazing. I definitely have a video making this, which I feel like I should update that video because I kind of changed my tea recipe for it, but I'll leave it linked above the screen or down below, or it'll be in that tea playlist that I have if you're interested in seeing how I make it, but it is phenomenal. Definitely 100% recommend chocolate macaroon. It is so good, and definitely if you can't have dairy like me, you can have chocolate macaroon. In this tin, it's another one of my favorite Christmas teas. I was really sad because last year DAVIDsTEA only had this available in store, and it's really hard for me to get to a DAVIDsTEA store all the time. So I luckily had a friend that was able to pick some up for me. They didn't sell it on their e-store, and I was so sad. It's the Christmas morning black tea. This one has almost replaced my love of Santa's Secret. I still love Santa's Secret, but Christmas morning, this black tea, It just smells absolutely amazing. I just cannot say enough good things about this. If you see this tea, you love black tea, pick this up. It just smells so good. I'm trying to remember when this first came out. I think it came out in 2021. 2021? I'm not positive there, but around that timeline. And it is just so good. I hope they bring it back this year for the holidays. It's so good. So as you can see, I think these are the same teas. It's just different packaging. This one's older than this one. I actually don't think, do I have any of this tea left? I don't think I do. Yeah, I have this, like, it's empty. I think I just kept it because it's the old box you could get of the tea, and I don't know, I'm so silly, you guys. I'm so nostalgic. This is the Mad Tea Party blend. It's a black tea. This is the updated box of it. It's super cute. Again, you can find these at Disney parks. It's so good. So this is a ginger peach black tea, and it is so good. I think I showed it to you guys earlier. It was just kind of hiding in like that canister version of it. I stock up on this. It's so, so good. And then, so that's those two. Actually, I'll show you this one. This is the Harney and Sons Paris tea. I believe like Indigo and some other companies carry this tea. It is wonderful. I kind of bent the top of it. I think I only have a couple sachets left of this. I definitely need to restock up, but I'll probably use this container to keep some other tea products or something tea related in it. And it's wonderful. It's a lovely black tea, and it honestly, like, I feel like it does the name justice of it. Like, I just kind of picture when I have it, like, sitting in a little cafe in Paris, drinking this delicious cup of tea, which I've never done before. I've never been to Paris, but I guess it kind of has this lovely little fantasy component for me with it, and it's just so good. So that's a look at that tea. Another tea I have that is very special to me. It is a very classic tea for me too. It is the Glitter and Gold, sorry about the flash there, Glitter and Gold tea from DAVIDsTEA. This was one of my wedding teas. I think it was like the wedding tea. It is so pretty. It used to be little pearl balls, and then they re-updated the design to little stars. This sparkles. So when you pour it in like a glass teacup or like a teapot, it just glitters. It like sparkles. It's so magical. If you see this in stock at DAVIDsTEA, I'm trying to remember offhand if it's in stock right now. I'm not positive, but it is a lovely tea. It smells really good. This is a tea I often like to make for friends who are more of like an English breakfast or like Earl Grey kind of person, but they want to try something different. They're more like kind of that classic black tea. I sometimes make this tea for them, and they really like it. It's a little bit different, but it's still kind of a classic tea. Then over here, actually, I don't know what this tea is, so we'll have to smell it. Let's see if I can remember. Oh my goodness, I remember. This is vanilla cappuccino from DAVIDsTEA. It literally tastes like a vanilla cappuccino. Wonderful as an oat latte, or like if you have milk latte. Very delicious, and it smells like fall for some reason for me too. So I think that's why I have it in like the fall, the fall theme tin. All right, and then the next tea I have, I wrote on the bottom, it is the Cream of Earl Grey tea from DAVIDsTEA. Now, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. This tea, I am not the biggest fan of. Whenever I make it, like, I just don't love it, like it. I don't know. There's just something about it that I just don't like the taste of it. And you're going to ask, well, why do you stock up on it? And that's because so many of my friends, my loved ones, my family, they adore this tea. They often ask if I have any. So I always make sure I have some on stock in case they come over, they want a cup of tea. I have some so that they can have it because they just love, love, love this tea. And I sadly do not, but I always want to make sure I have some on hand in case. All right, in this tin with all the cute little foxes, we have sweet potato pie. I don't even think I wrote on the bottom, but I just remember. This is amazing. As a latte, has tiny little marshmallows. And the name, you're probably like, oh, that's like an interesting name. It just smells amazing. It smells like a sweet potato pie. It smells like fall in a mug. Like it's so delicious. I clearly need to stock up on some more. I hope they bring it back this autumn season. It is so delicious. So if you want a really delicious fall latte, sweet potato pie is where it's at. And then the last tea I have has no tea in it. And I did this because I want to order more of this tea. I loved it that much that I need to stock up. It's called Old Fashioned on the Docks. It is by the Lake Missoula Tea Company. and it's like an alcohol-free version of this tea. Like, I don't know what it is, the black tea, the notes. This is from Omoda tea subscription box. I just fell in love. So I need to order some from Omoda's website. So I'm kind of making like a little list of things I want to order from them. This is one of them, and that's why I've kept it, just in case I forget the name, or if I want to smell it again in case I forget how much I loved it. I can go smell and go like, oh yes, I need that tea. I don't think I'm going to forget. It's probably silly to hold on to this, but that's what I have. So that is a look at part 1 of my black teas. We're going to move on to the next section of black teas. Again, they're not in like any order. Normally I'd love to order by like classics and like fruity black teas and all of that, but I just don't have the storage for all of that right now. So it's kind of how I organized it. You can see there's a lot of baked tea in here, and then there's a couple of loose leaf teas in the back. I think let me start with some of the teas that I have over here. I have 3 from Neverland Tea Salon. So I mentioned them before, a wonderful place. If you're in Vancouver, BC, definitely make a reservation to have their afternoon tea, their high tea. It's so delicious. So I have Almond Joy. It's a scented black tea. It is delicious. Definitely recommend. Definitely have as a latte or with some milk. It's so good. And then I have Heavenly Cream. This is another really good tea. You can make it as a latte with a dash of milk. So good. And I'll just show you quickly the back so you can kind of see what's inside. And then I also have a mint black tea. This is their Take Me to Neverland. This is a lovely black tea as well. And then here is a quick look at the different ingredients inside. But these are all like my favorite black teas basically from Neverland. So when I go, I usually order one of these. Like, what I love about Neverland is you have unlimited amount of tea. You can order as many teas as you want. So I usually order one of these or sometimes 2 of these. They're so delicious. So definitely recommend checking them out. This is the vanilla chai tea by I Drink Tea. And here's a look at some of the delicious tea behind. This is really good. I went through a phase where I was obsessed with chai tea. More past couple years, I like chai tea, but I don't love it as much as I used to. I still enjoy it, just for whatever reason. I think with my taste buds changing, or maybe I just had too much of it. I don't reach for it as often. But that being said, this is really delicious, and when I'm in the mood for a chai tea, I've been enjoying this so much. So vanilla chai tea from I Drink Tea. So we have a little tin here, another DAVIDsTEA. This is the organic Happy Valley Darjeeling tea. Really lovely black tea. I definitely recommend it. It's so good. Another classic tea for me that is hiding here in this adorable little fox DAVIDsTEA tin is the David's Breakfast Tea Blend. I love their breakfast tea. It is so good. I try to buy it less because I just drink it so fast, and I feel like I have a lot of other baked teas that I'm constantly buying of English breakfast tea. It's very similar to English breakfast tea, and I think that's why I try not to get it too much, but I definitely have some in there, and I probably should restock up on it soon. But this will be kind of fun to show you guys just because look at all those teas in there. I don't even know how to do this. I'll try to do it one at a time. So in here, we have this chai black tea. So that's there. I have the candy apple tea from DAVIDsTEA. I recall not loving this tea. I got an extra one from a friend. I haven't made it yet. I need to try it again to see if I like it. I have the chocolate covered strawberry. I bought this only to discover that it had dairy in it, so I couldn't have it. So I try to make it when friends come over. It's more of a mate. It's not quite a black tea, but I put it with the black teas just because it's like an energizing tea. Oh, you know what, guys? I actually have another candy apple that's open. So I have had this, I think. I have 2 coffee pu'erh teas. So again, not quite black tea, but I've just kind of put it in my black tea section. I have a black tea. This is a classic DAVIDsTEA chocolate chili chai, a chai tea that I love. It's so good and it's delicious. Definitely recommend it. So I have this little roasted black tea here. I have the minty mojito mate. So I guess I've mixed a lot of mates in here that I don't even recall doing. Then I have the Earl's Rose Cardamom Tea Cake by Dessert by Dev. This is in Omoda. I have the pomegranate raspberry. Oh, this sounds good. It's a black tea. And then I have the dark tranquility tea by Brutal Teas. This sounds really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention the pomegranate raspberry. I think it's by Vedic Teas, something like that. It's kind of hard to make out. I'm not going to pull all of these out because as you can see in that basket, there's so many of these stuffed in there. I should have just kept them in the box. Silly me, I should have done that. But I have the Twinnings of London
English breakfast tea. This is a very nostalgic tea. As I mentioned, I grew up drinking English breakfast in orange pekoe. And sometimes I don't feel like a matcha latte. I want to have a delicious English breakfast tea. If I'm having a lovely dessert, I want an English breakfast tea. This is my favorite brand of English breakfast tea by Twinings. There's just something I love. I love David's breakfast, but this one beats David's tea for me. Just slightly. I still love David's teas or David's breakfast, but Twinings English breakfast, it's such a classic for me. I love this tea, and you can just see it. Like, I have so much of it. I'm always like restocking on it. I also have the teavana English breakfast tea. This one's really good too. This is so good. I discovered these in my Sips by Tea subscription box. They're the Rose Earl Grey tea drops. They're so cool. It's kind of like this really cool concept. You just drop it into your warm water and you mix it and your tea is ready to go. It is so good. Definitely recommend checking them out. Then over here, we have the Metropolitan August Uncommon Vibrant Black Tea with bergamot, plum, and clove. I remember making this. It is so good. I saved some of it to enjoy during the autumn season. Very delicious. Then over here, I have the Cinnamon Apple Zest Tea. This is like another energizing tea. We have another Matcha Tea. And I haven't made this yet. I'm not really sure if I would recommend it or not. I haven't made it yet. So I haven't tried this, but I have some to try. I think a friend gave me these. Yogi tea. This is a tea I still actually purchase from them every once in a while. Back when I was doing a lot of big tea, this was a brand I love too. This is the Raspberry Passion Perfect Energy Tea. It energizes and supports focus. And it's really good. It's delicious. So here's a little look at the back. Then over here, I have another Matcha tea from DAVIDsTEA. It's quite popular. It's called the Buzz. So that's there. So I guess I'm mixing like matchas and black teas. You guys remember when I was saying I had another flower tea from Miss Tea? It is right here. It was hiding. I should put that in the proper section. All right, I'm going to squeeze in here. So over here, I have this black pumpkin spice tea. It's really lovely. I also have another cream of Earl Grey. This is a sachet of the tea. I have another English breakfast tea. Whoops, I'm dropping one. And then I have the Tea to Earl Grey tea. This is really delicious. Definitely recommend it. And then over here, we have the last bit of baked tea. So I have a black currant burst tea here. Then I think this is another matcha tea. It's like an energy tea. I don't think I've tried this. I might have tried this. I just don't recall it. And then very classic, makes me think of my dad. I have the Higgins Enberg Orange Pekoe Tea. He loves orange Pekoe Tea. More exact though, he loves the President's Choice Orange Pekoe Tea. That's his go-to. But he loves orange Pekoe in general. So here's a little look at that. Best for last, I have a tea that I talk about all the time every fall. It's in a very old tin. I think this is from like 2012 or maybe 2013. I think it's 2013 actually. This is pumpkin chai. As you can see, I don't have any left. I drank it up so fast, so it's missing in there. But I have, all my girls are barking. I think they're excited. But pumpkin chai is such a delicious tea. It is so good. I am all out of it, alas, but I'm hoping to stock up on it again in the autumn season. Hopefully DAVIDsTEA will bring it back. And that basically is a look at all my black teas. Now we're gonna move over to my last section of teas, which are all like herbal teas or fruit infusion teas. All right, you guys, so I'm just gonna like quickly show you over there. I brought out my entire tea cupboard of all my herbal fruit infusion teas are all here. One thing though that I thought was really sweet, this was part of my first tea set, like a little like tea party set when I was a little girl. And this is what started my whole love of tea. I keep this inside my fruit infusion herbal tea section, strawberry shortcake. I think I just kind of the fruity vibe. And it's just very nostalgic. This is the only piece I have left of that collection. I don't know what happened to the rest. It might have broke or who knows, but this is just a really little special item of mine that started my love of tea. Also with my dad and him drinking his orange Pekoe, and I just keep it in the cupboard. So I just thought for fun, I would just share that with you, a little childhood memory. This is from the tea shop. This was a gift from my friend Catherine. Hi, if she's watching, you might have seen our adventures in Disneyland at Christmas together back in, I think it was 2022. This is the Vanilla Bellini. So I have that there. And then you guys, I don't even know where to begin. So I'm just gonna kind of grab, I have the Eye of Newt tea from DAVIDsTEA. This one, I really thought I would love this tea. It was from a couple years, I think it was 2020. Maybe this is what, let me see if I can get it to focus. This is what it looks like, and it's just so cool.
And I thought this tea would be like totally my cup of tea. And I remember making it and not loving it and not knowing how to make it taste better. Like it ended up disappointing me. I haven't had it since. And I keep telling myself, I gotta try this tea again. I always believe in trying a tea for like, give it like at least 3 chances and just try to make it in a different way. I don't know about this tea, but I am gonna try to give it a go. If not, I don't know, like this tea I might end up just throwing out because if I don't like it, I'm not sure. I don't know anyone who would like this tea either. And I hate wasting tea, but I don't know. I'm hoping I'll like it. I'm hoping it'll grow on me, or maybe I can mix it with something. If you have any ideas, let me know down below. This is the Dandelion Caramel Nut Tea. It's a prebiotic tea. It has organic herbs in it, and it sounds really delicious. I don't believe I've had this tea, but it looks really good. Then let's see, I have another chai tea. This is a herbal version. This is the honeycomb chai. Again, not one that I'm crazy about. It's from DAVIDsTEA. Don't hate it, but I don't love it kind of tea. I think it was in one of my little subscription boxes with DAVIDsTEA. Then over here, I have another Distinctively Tea Fruit Infusion. This is their Almond Fire Light. I adore this tea. I always try to stock up on it. It is so good. Really delicious. Here's a little look at the ingredients inside of it. It is really good. Whenever I'm in town, I love to stock up on this. Over here, we have the Fireside Mocha Tea. I love this little container for it. Really lovely holiday tea. Really good during the winter season too, from DAVIDsTEA. Over here, I have some teas that my friend, fellow bead charm bracelet collector, sent to me to try. I haven't had these yet, but they look really, really good. Over here, I have the Morning Detox Tea from DAVIDsTEA. And this one I really enjoyed. I thought it was very, very refreshing. Here's a look at the ingredient. And then over here we have some more Tazo tea. This is their Calm Chamomile Tea. As you can see, I have a lot. I tend to make this at night before I go to bed. I know a lot of people say they just don't love having tea at night because they might be waking up later, but for me, I have to have a nice relaxing tea before I go to bed. It's part of my like kind of winding down bedtime routine. So chamomile tea is one of the ones I love. I also have another one. I love lavender tea. So you're going to see that as we kind of head in. Oh, you guys, we have a pu'erh tea that's mixed in here. It should not be in here. This is the S'mores Chai Tea from DAVIDsTEA. It's really good. This should not be here though. So I'm going to put it, I'll probably put it with my black teas. I think we had some pu'erh teas in there too, didn't we? I think so. Then over here we have some more chamomile tea. This is Organic Chamomile by Taylor's Tea. This is a lovely tea brand, really good. And I obviously bought a box of their tea to enjoy. So here's a look at that. The next tea was from Damali. They were like a lavender tea farm on Vancouver Island. They have beautiful wine. It's like a winery and just wonderful products. They also have like soaps and all this stuff done with lavender. And this is their lavender tea. It was like a mint tea. Yeah, organic mint and lavender tea on Vancouver Island. I have the tiniest bit left. I got this 2 summers ago. I'll probably finish this up soon. I just try to hold on to some of these teas, especially vacation teas that I pick up because they kind of remind me of that time when I was on vacation, but I should probably finish it. It's so good. It's lovely bedtime tea. Very, very delicious. All right, let's move through some of these tins. I don't have anything marked on this one. Look how sweet though. I wonder, it might be a Christmas tea. Oh, it is. I had a sample of this, so I put this inside so I'd remember the name, and then below it I have all the tea in here. This is a classic DAVIDsTEA tea. This is called Forever Nuts. It smells amazing. It smells like Christmas time, but it's also a tea that you can make in the summer on ice. It's so good. Very, very delicious. A very popular tea year round. I know a lot of DAVIDsTEA tea fans love Forever Nuts. I am one of them, and it's so, so good. Over here, we have another Christmas fruity tea. This is called Sleigh Ride. I got it at the same time. I believe I first tried this around the time of Merry Cranberry. So it's very nostalgic for me too. Here's a little look. It has so many delicious, lovely notes in it. And it just smells like a wintry, Christmassy, cinnamony day. It does. It smells like you're just dashing through the snow in a beautiful sleigh, and it just smells so like comforting and just nostalgic for me. So love this tea. The next tea we have is one that I love, but realized I have an allergy to it. And I think it's because it says it may contain milk, it has to have milk in it or something in it, because whenever I have it, I get a huge allergic reaction. I would always drink this tea and I would be having this like allergic reaction shortly after, like an itchy throat, you know, all that stuff. And I'm just like, what did I eat today? And then I finally realized it was this tea, which I was devastated because I love this tea. This is the peanut butter cup fruit infusion tea from DAVIDsTEA. It is so good. Now I just make it for loved ones who do not have dairy allergies. I'm assuming it's the dairy that I'm reacting to because I don't have like a nut allergy, but whatever it is, this tea, it gets my throat itchy and everything. And yeah, which is sad, but it smells good. It's delicious. And it's one that I would totally recommend for people to have. But yeah, I was really sad to find out I couldn't have it, but I have a tin of it for loved ones. And in here, this tea is so good. I actually kept this inside, thankfully, to remind myself what it is, but it's the apple cider tea. I don't know how I would even forget once I smell it. It's the apple cider for sure. And it just smells like apple cider. It's so good. Very soothing tea. Really lovely tea to have an autumn day, much like this little fox by his campfire. It's so good. Next tin of tea that we have is very Christmassy, very magical with the snow falling and the fun lid on the top. This one I think is the gingerbread blondie. Smells so good. Here's a look at it. I have a full tin of this. I remember stocking up. It has little tiny, I don't know if you can see in there. Whoop, they're falling. Little tiny gingerbread men. It's adorable. And I'm just going to check the bottom just to, yeah. The gingerbread blondie tea. It says, get jolly with this blend of creamy vanilla, lively ginger, and cute little sprinkles. And again, you guys know I love ginger flavored teas, so it is no surprise that I love this tea. But it smells really good. It definitely smells like ginger. So if you're not a ginger fan, you most likely will not like this tea. It definitely has a lot of ginger in it. I have some more Tazo teas here. So I have the passion tea. So a couple sachets of the passion tea. Then over here we have Twinings tea. This is the honeybush mandarin and orange herbal tea. By Tazo tea, I also have the wild sweet orange tea, the herbal tea here. From Stash Tea, I have a berry tea from them hiding right over here. Over here, I have one of my favorite teas that come out every year from Tim Hortons, but I'm actually sad because last year I went to see if they had it and they didn't have it and I was devastated. It's become like a staple of mine. It's their pumpkin spice tea and it's herbal. So if you're feeling like, you know, a delicious, yummy pumpkin spice tea in the evening, but you don't want the caffeine, this was a go-to of mine. And then I'm really sad because it sounds like they don't make it anymore. Maybe it was just that location. I'm going to reconfirm this year to see what happened to it, but it is so good. It's so, so good. I used to get this for friends too, and they were shocked how good it was. They were like, what, Tim Hortons? And I'm like, yes, they have this pumpkin spice herbal tea. It's amazing. Then over here, we have a little mixture of teas. We have Twinings herbal tea. This is the winter spice tea. My friend Rita got me a box of this tea. This is the last one that I have, and I've been saving it. I should just purchase more. It was so good. This is what you're going to have on Christmas Eve. It's a herbal caffeine-free tea, and it just tastes like Christmas to me. It's so good. Thank you, Rita, if she's watching, because you made me fall in love with this tea. So good. Then I also have another Forever Nuts, but I just have like a little tea sachet of it from DAVIDsTEA. And then I have another Stash chamomile tea in here, lots of chamomile. We have the Organic Lemon Lullaby. It's a nice bedtime tea, really delicious. I don't know if they have this in stock right now, but I would love to get more of this. It was really good. I also have Organic Mother's Little Helper from DAVIDsTEA. Great sick when you're not feeling well or just want like a comforting tea. Behind here, this is actually from Paragon Tea Room. It's a pine needle. It's a peppermint pine needle tea. I just have it in the packaging because sometimes it spills out. I just want to keep it in the original packaging so I remember what it's called. Over here, I have a necessity, I should say. When I am sick, under the weather, have a cold, the flu, cold 911. I know a lot of people love to have this when they're not sick. Sometimes I have it too, but when I associate it when I have a cold and I'm sick. But it tastes really good on its own too, but it's a very like kind of soothing, minty, pepperminty, and it just lifts your spirits. And this is kind of a little, look, I think there's juniper berries in it maybe too. It's so, so good. So there's a little look at that tea. I always stock up on this every year just to make sure I have some on hand. This is a favorite of mine for herbal tea. This is Serenity Now by DAVIDsTEA. Very old tea-stained packaging on here. This is a lavender tea with some fruit It is a great bedtime tea, or if you are really stressed, you're having a really tough day, it's a very calming tea. So it's one that I definitely recommend before bed, or also if you're just really anxious, really stressed out. This is a wonderful tea. Just smelling it, oh, I just feel so calmed. And I have it in this really cute David's Tea container. I love it. It kind of has like a lacy design. Back over here, we have a little David's Tea tin. I don't know what's inside it. I think it might be a digestive. Oh no, this is, oh, I know what this tea is, and I'm blanking on the name. It's one of their wellness teas. Oh, I'm forgetting. It has like dandelion, juniper berry, some grassy notes, and I'm just blanking on the name. But it's one of their wellness teas, and it's really nice. It's good. I think it's, oh, I don't even want to guess the name. And then another beautiful David's Tea tin. I think this is when they did like their New Year's wellness teas. This is the digestive tea. Only have a tiny bit left here. Definitely should restock. One of my favorite teas to have when I am bloated or my tummy's in pain. The digestive tea is really, really wonderful, really great. And then we have a ton of tea here, you guys. So here we have a Let It Snow tea. This is by the Witchwood Tea House. I've had teas from them before and they're all so good. I usually go through them really fast. This one I'm just saving for the winter season. And it just sounds really good. It has peppermint, cocoa, and marshmallow, and it's caffeine free. So it's definitely one I want to try on a winter's night. I think it'll be delicious. Maybe after building a snowman outside, like their photo, so cute. Over here, I have two teas that I actually didn't finish in my David's Tea advent calendar. These are from, I think, almost 2 years ago. I didn't purchase a David's Tea advent calendar last year. I was actually really disappointed. I don't know if any of you guys were, but they didn't bring out a new 24 Days of Tea. They brought the same one they had brought out the previous year, and I just was like, I don't know, I guess since I already had it, it just felt I didn't need to get it again. So I missed doing that last year, but I had the Pandora advent calendar that came out, so I really enjoyed that. We have the Alpine Punch and then the Organic 9 Berries. Just never got around to making these. Seeing them, I feel like I should make these soon, but I'll probably wait for the autumn season. Over here, we have some Halloween themed teas. I love this tin. Like, you guys, it's so cute with the ghosts and everything. In here, this is Magic Potion. I just know by the smell. It actually changes color when you put some like lemon in it. So it's like kind of purpley and, you know, all of that. It's so cool. It's a really nice fruity tea. And then this one, I believe, is Monster Mash, and I put it in like the Monster Tea container. This was like, my friend Tiara, she gave me this. So you can see it has like these really cool like confetti moons, and I don't know if it's really showing, but it's a really fun tea. So really enjoy that one. All right, so we're slowly making our way through here. Why don't we pull this one out? This was a gift from my friend Nicola and her husband Fraser. I love it, and I just try to go through it slowly. They live in Scotland, so this is a tea that they picked up in Scotland for me. And this is the Raspberry Blaster. It is really good, you guys. It's very fruity, very delicious, lovely, lovely fruit infusion tea. Really lovely ice too. Moving along, we have Rainbow Lemonade. This is a tea I love to make ice. I would say a majority of teas in here are ones I love to make iced in the summertime. Rainbow Lemonade is just beautiful to look at. If you love lemon teas, this one, for sure, give it a go. I don't know if this is currently in stock at David's Tea. I think it's retired, but it might be around. I haven't replenished it yet, but it is so good. You just smell the lemon, and the color it makes is so pretty. You've probably seen me make this on my channel before. It's so good. Definitely recommend it. Beneath it, we have, this is Lemon Smash. And it's similar but different. This is a little look at it. It is so good. It smells delicious, and I love making this. I sometimes forget that I have it because I just have, as you guys can see, I have just so many teas. I need a better organizing system, but Lemon Smash, really good tea. Then we have a little tea hiding here. This is a mystery tea. I don't even know what tea it is, and it's sealed. I wonder if this might be. No, I don't think it would be. Let me see. Yeah, this is a mystery tea for me. I'm not actually sure which tea this is, but it is a herbal tea. It smells like an autumn tea, I'm just not sure which one. This one, I also wrote on the bottom what it is, Moscow Mule. I don't know if David's Tea brought it back this summer. It definitely tastes like a yummy beverage drink. You want this on ice. It's very refreshing. It's really delicious.
This tea I love, you guys. I love this tea so much. I don't think they brought it back recently, but it is the most adorable, most delicious iced tea you can make. It has little cutout hearts and little tiny, I don't know if it'll like focus on it, but there's little tiny unicorns and it glitters. It has little glitter balls in it and marshmallows. And it is just the most beautiful, fun tea. Like if you have children, they probably would just adore this tea. It's just so fun. And I love the unicorns inside of it. I love like everything. I know I filmed this tea before in the past if you want to see like a detailed look at the little confetti sprinkles. This is my favorite tea to make iced. I think it just looks beautiful. It smells beautiful. It's a phenomenal summer tea. All right, so we're moving along here. Again, lots of tea here. We have Pink Flamingo, which they don't have anymore, but this used to be my favorite tea, like summer tea, Pink Flamingo from DAVIDsTEA. It is so good. We also have strawberries and cream. This is delicious. It's so good. Hiding over here, I used to buy this tea all the time. It's Caribbean Crush. It's a fruity, tropical, and refreshing tea. I have 2 little sachets. I loved this tea. I used to buy it all the time. And then I kind of slowly, as you guys can see, I just don't tend to drink herbal, like fruit infusion teas as often as I used to. I kind of just drink like a lot of oolong teas and stuff. So I need to get back in the habit because I love my fruit infusion. I just am not in the habit. Maybe I keep saying, I think it's just because my sections of tea are not well organized. Over here by Distinctively Tea, we have their Christmas holiday tea, which is hiding there. I also have the Clementine Vanilla Tea by Organic India. I also have a yummy tea that's called Palm and Grateful. This always makes me think of the holidays by DAVIDsTEA little tea sachet. Over here we have Nordic Berry. This tea is so good. Speaking of teas that I really love to make in the summer when I'm filming this video, this is the Raspberry Mojito. This is another tea I love making ice. It's a delicious iced tea. It is so delicious. Here's a little look at the ingredients. Really, really good. Then over here, I have the Silk Road Herbal Tea. It has some ginger, cinnamon, all your good chai stuff, but it's caffeine free, little cute little tin. We have another DAVIDsTEA. We have the Caramel Shortbread. And then I also have this tea I fell in love with. It's the Baked Apple Chai. I stocked up on this. It's just delicious. I adore it. It is so good. I don't like, there's the apple cider one that I showed you, but this one I actually prefer over the apple cider, the Baked Apple Chai. It's phenomenal. There's a little look at the ingredients. Now we are down, you guys, to our last 2 teas that I have to share with you. I can't believe it. We went through here. If you're still here, oh my goodness, thank you for joining me on this tea adventure. So we have the Sun-Kissed Huckleberry Tea. And then our last DAVIDsTEA tin, look, I'm smart again. I wrote it on here. This is their Turmeric Glow Tea. This is from quite a few years ago. I have it in the bag because the turmeric goes everywhere. And I have just the tiniest bit left in here. Lovely tea for your skin and all that. I often add, like I usually have a lot of turmeric. I take a turmeric supplement and I often add turmeric sometimes to my teas. And this is the tea that introduced me to adding turmeric to some of my teas. Sometimes even at night, I'll add it in depending. And that is basically it for today's video. I'd love to know your thoughts on my tea collection. Also, would you like and be interested in seeing my like mug collection, my tea accessories and all of that in a collection kind of type video? Please let me know down below. As mentioned, I am trying to downsize, but at the same time, I am obsessed with discovering new tea companies and tea brands. When I travel, especially, I always love to find like little tea shops and tea companies and things. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm such an avid tea drinker and tea lover, so I always love just discovering new tea things. So if you have any recommendations, please share them down below. It might also be helpful for other people who are also looking to discover new tea companies or types of teas. And also, you're probably going to have a good understanding of my favorite types of teas after seeing this collection video and kind of what I stock up on or what I have. So if you have any recommendations, definitely share. Not all these teas are going to be available. Some of them are retired or you might not be able to get them online, but anything that I can find that's still around or existing in the tea realm, I'll leave links down below and the names of the teas in the description bar. Some of those links may be affiliate links, which means I do earn a small percentage of the sale if you decide to purchase one of the items. A huge thank you in advance if you do use those links. It really does help me out a lot. Thank you so much for bearing with me as I went through my collection because I know it's quite big. When my friends come over, they're always so excited to see what teas I have. We have little tea parties and things, and I love it. Like I love them seeing them go through my tea collection and pick out like little teas that they want to try and making tea lattes. It's such a thrill. It's so much fun, and tea parties all the way, all day. Tea's my thing, you guys. I just love it. But anyway, I am rambling. I hope you all have a wonderful, magical rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye for now, you guys. And again, of course, a virtual cheers.